Welcome to the OutSystems product keynote. My name is Pedro, and for this session, I will be representing the OutSystems product team. Let me just say, we're extremely delighted to finally be able to be face-to-face again with the OutSystems community. Now, I hope you're all extremely excited from what you've seen in Paulo's keynote. We introduced the new OpenAI connectors, we introduced the Ionic integration for OutSystems, and of course, we showed Morpheus, our new development experience that leverages all the power of generative AI. Now, for this session, we're going to talk about OutSystems Developer Cloud. Later today, we'll have a session on what's new with OutSystems 11, which I invite all of you to attend. But to talk about the power of ODC, the best way is to actually see it live. So please help me welcome on stage Vasco and Cezanne from our Solutions Architect team.
Good morning. Good morning, OutSystems. Thank you for being here. This is really good to be here once again, live, face-to-face, and see those nice faces that you all, the community, have. So thank you. I'm Vasco Pereira. My name is Vasco Pereira. I'm working for OutSystems as a solution architect for the last 9 years, working with some of you, customers, partners, community developers. And today, I will be representing one of our epic customers. So for that, I will be a proud owner of a football club. European football, soccer for the American ones. Where is John? John is my boss. No, not here. And with me, I have my dear colleague, my friend, the one and only, that will transform the visual artifacts of OutSystems into something with business value, Cezanne.
Hey, hello everyone.
So we have been using OutSystems for a while, and we are really happy with it. And really excited to be here and see all the new things that you are launching. So, Pedro.
Of course, so it has been a busy year at OutSystems. We've been launching a lot, and certainly the biggest launch of the year was the OutSystems Developer Cloud. So we wanted to bring the power of cloud-native technology to all developers. But what does actually mean the power of cloud-native architecture? So it's all about a new dev platform that always scales with the number of developers. It scales with the number of regions. It ensures maximum developer productivity, and it's ready for the most demanding delivery centers of excellence. A new app runtime that supports the most massive internal critical systems, but also unpredictable B2C applications. So even if you're trying to build a Black Friday type of mobile application, which you never know which type of load you're going to have, we got you covered. These apps are always available, they're always on, and globally distributed. Now, ODC has been designed to be secure by default. So we ensure that most modern standards for both security and compliance are always present. And finally, we built ODC to be an open platform, which means you can easily connect ODC into any existing IT landscape. So you can easily connect your own identity providers for authorization and authentication. You can connect your data sources, SQL Server, Oracle, systems of record, SaaS services. You can even use your own external CI/CD tooling if you're using Azure DevOps or Jenkins to orchestrate the CI/CD cycle. And of course, you can always extend with custom code. So extensibility is present in all layers of the OutSystems Developer Cloud. But enough about us. So Vasco, back to you. What are you using OutSystems for?
Before I tell you how we use OutSystems for, let me tell you who we are. So we are New United, a football club. We have a really cool portal to our fans with the latest news, the scores, live matches, all the statistics of our players. Of course, we have Cristiano Ronaldo. Sí! No? We have a store, online store, where our fans can buy some swag, and we all in the community love swag. We have this nice T-shirts, polo. In this T-shirt, you can select, for instance, the size. You can select the color, the quantity. Of course, if you are affiliated with the club, you will have some discount. Basically, we are using OutSystems to build this standard online store.
And did you build all these in ODC?
Yes, we did. You see, when the football matches take place, of course, everybody wants to go online, buy a nice T-shirt, look at the scores, watch it live on our TV. So, of course, we need to have something that scales along with that. And ODC actually helps us with that, with the Kubernetes clusters, the auto-scaling, really just scaling everything up for us, Pedro.
OK, so the runtime of ODC. So we're packaging a lot of technology. We have new CloudFront technology. We have the new gateways protecting every single request, load balancing, serverless functions for all the services, containers for all the applications, a new serverless database to ensure that data is always available. So no matter the scale the store gets, we've got you covered, Cezanne. You can move forward. Do you think I can earn a T-shirt with this?
A T-shirt, yes, of course. Wait, no. Maybe. Maybe if you help us out with something that we are pending in our backlog. You see, we have invested a lot in our infrastructure, in our data center, and now we are using Azure for our authorization and authentication of our groups, our group of people, maintenance, operations, financial players, coach. And we are building a back office to manage all these online purchases and to somehow help the financial guys to work on the orders. So we want to somehow integrate and making sure that only the financial people will access this back office. Is it possible?
Well, the answer is yes to both questions. So we've completely modernized the entire authentication authorization protocols we use in ODC. We're now using OpenID Connect in the entire stack. And the IDPs are completely extensible. So you can actually bring your own if you're using Azure AD, Google, or Okta. It's just a matter of configuring the ones you use. And above that, you can actually import the groups you use in your own identity provider and map those to the application roles you actually want to assign to the financial department. So, Cezanne, let's give it a try.
Let's give it a try.
All right, so what you see here is our Azure AD. We already configured it for our IT users, etc. And if I understand correctly, what we can do is we can add our mapping in here. For that, I do need to know some information about what's in Azure AD. Specifically, I need to know how to find the group of people who are the finance people. So in this case, I'm using a claim system because this is the information that we're getting from Azure AD to basically figure out if they belong to that group. And then I'm actually toggling on here the OutSystems end user group. And in that end user group, we are assigning the role that we need for the back office. So by making this mapping and saving it, we should be able to then go in, log in on the back office. Of course, I do have a user to test that with, so let's see if it works. This application only allows us to enter if we have the right role. So if I get into this application, it worked, and if I do not get into this application, it did not work. Always useful to know what the failure conditions are as well, right? Otherwise, it's not a good test. Let me just log in with this user that's been provided to me. It's been given to me by the Azure AD team. And let me write a ridiculously long email password in the meantime. And this is very scary, so it might be just that I need to type that a couple of times. There we go. It's not a problem. We have a few minutes. It's OK. There we go. OK, so I now get my two-factor authentication in. That's a good sign. That means that at least we're going through the Azure AD authentication system. And I'm putting in my password on the mobile phone, and that should get us in. Let's see. There we go. It worked. So we did get the right role.
Great job.
It was easy. It was easy. So now we have a back office with a dashboard, our sales orders, everything in place. This is really, really good. But I'm remembering something else. You see, we have the orders on our SAP.
Got
with
it.
all the details of the order, the value, the purchase, everything. And we have the details of the product on an external SQL database that was provided by our supplier. And what we need to do in order to make it easier for the financial guys to work in this back office is to mash up these two types of external data. One data that is on SAP, and the other type of data that is on an SQL external database. Can this be done, Cezanne?
Yes, it can be, and it's going to take some time. Because what I need to do is I need to set up some data tables in OutSystems to basically have that product information loaded in. And then I'll just build some timers that basically pull the data from SAP and the data from our external database, our SQL server, and we're going to just map them one by one. And that's why we want to put it in a database locally, so that we don't have to do that in real time. And then we can just load that into the screen easily for the user. And we need some synchronization mechanisms on that as well.
Okay, so you are saying that you need to build a staging area inside OutSystems and mash up all the data with some processes, with some events or whatever, and then show up in the screen.
Exactly, but it can be done.
It can be done. It takes a while, but can
Yeah.
be done. But maybe we have another option to do this?
Well, that's a tough one, but let's see if this actually helps. So with ODC, we're introducing our own data fabric. And it all starts with a new set of connectors. So if you're using a relational database, a non-relational database, if you're using a SaaS service based out of REST services, or OData, we are providing out-of-the-box connectors for all those data sources to make sure it's just a configuration and all your data is available. But above all, we're introducing a new virtualized data layer on top of all these connectors. So independently of the data source you're bringing, everything will be virtualized into an OutSystems entity, which you can just use for building applications directly on Aggregate. So it is now possible to mash up data from SAP, data from our own OutSystems tables, or SQL Server in a single aggregate for a single screen. And of course, we work hard on ensuring there's very good performance for all of this. So Cezanne, let's try.
Yeah, let's give it a go. So first of all, let me show you what I want to change. So here we have the order details screen. I have my information from SAP in there. We are getting that through an OData connection. And what we would like is this table to be a bit more interesting. So have the sizes of the products in there, the colors of the t-shirts, that type of thing, making it easier for our order pickers to actually find it in the warehouse. So that's what I want to change. And now let's try out what we've just heard. So this is our connection step. And if I want to, I can create a connection here to the systems that we want to build. And if we, for instance, use SAP OData, we're using the REST API there to get the data from SAP, but we're getting it as an entity into OutSystems. So that makes it easier for me to work with, and it provides it already easier. But we've already done that. What we're going to do now is we're going to get an extra table from the SQL server that we have set up. And in order to do that, I'm just going to use the existing connection and select an entity, which is the product distribution one. So as you can see, we have here the size and the product name. I don't actually need all of these details, so I could toggle some of them off, but let's just pull them in and proceed with our implementation. I can always remove some of that attributes later on. If we go here then into the screen, this is the same screen as we saw before with the pretty sad little table here with very little information. And we're going to pull in the external data from our SQL database in here, using the Neo United database here, and then toggling it in, as if it is an external dependency, like I usually would. And then we're going to actually change the aggregate that we have in here, so that we can easily make the change. So here we have the aggregate. The SAP data that we have in here is connected through the SAP OData, right? But it's looking like an entity because we have that level of virtualization on there. And then we are pulling in the external database. And now we need to add a join. So let me just connect to the sources here, set a joining condition. SAP uses the text identifier, so I'm going to use this one. And the product distribution uses this product serial number. And then let's see if we can actually, so it's actually matching them up already in real time. And that went actually pretty fast, with a higher performance than you would expect in this use case. Oh, I'm publishing, but I should not be publishing, because I need to add some things into the screen. Otherwise, this was a bit of a waste of time. So let me add here a size into the column here, and let me add, I don't know, the color. And then we can also add here on the left-hand side a picture, because a picture can make it much easier for people to actually find the product in the warehouse, because they know sort of what they're looking for. It's something that they visually remember. So we're using the image URL, and I'll just make it a bit smaller, because we don't need it to be very big on the screen. And then I'm going to publish the application, and that should help us actually do it. So what's happening now is we're compiling the code and putting it ready into a container for us to use. And we will be able to see it working in the screen that we have already opened, hopefully. And we can see what the performance is going to be live when we have it on the web page. So let's see. I'm refreshing that screen. And then we're going to look at the table. And there it is.
It was really fast. We mashed up two different data sources types, one from SAP and an SQL database, external database in the same view. This is awesome. But as a customer, and since we are somehow exposing sensitive data, our orders, this makes me question, is it safe? Is it secure?
As I mentioned previously, all applications are isolated, and all instances are network segregated. And when we talk about data, we actually introduce the most modern private gateway security. So if you're connecting your on-prem systems into the OutSystems Developer Cloud, everything is protected, everything is secure, everything is encrypted. So you can move forward, certainly, with your integrations.
So I'm safe, and this is really good, because if I want to build some mission-critical applications, or applications that handle some data that is in fact sensitive, and especially the ones that are exposed to the internet, I need to make sure that they are safe and comply with all the enterprise-grade security features that only OutSystems can deliver to me. So really, really good. So now we have all the back office set up. The next thing that I will need to check is, how is our mobile fun application?
Yeah, well, let me show you. So we have a mobile application for people joining the matches. So we have here on top the scores, basically, for people to see. We have the ability to vote for the player of the match. And then we also have this ticket screen that I'm currently implementing. And basically, what we're doing here is we're demonstrating a QR code onto the screen so that people can enter into the stadium. And for this, we had to borrow some code, and we actually made an external bit of logic. So we made external logic using Visual Studio code that we had within the organization, C#, and then we put that into ODC, which actually was a very useful function. So we also actually already put it into the Forge.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome, and it means that actually everyone can leverage the component, can access it from the Forge. We have now surpassed several hundreds of components in the ODC Forge, all of them with extremely high quality, and it's actually mainly thanks to all of you that have been contributing a lot. So I would definitely ask for a round of applause for everyone that has been actively contributing to the ODC Forge. Now, these components actually leverage custom code, am I right? Yes. So in ODC, we actually followed a slightly different approach for custom code. So instead of requiring Visual Studio, Integration Studio, extensions, and a lot of time invested, we actually now allow developers to use their own editor of choice. So if they want to use VS Code or other, it's OK. And you can just easily annotate your own code, package the code, upload it in the ODC console. Immediately, it gets exposed as low-code actions. Now, behind the scenes, what we actually do is we use function as a service, as a layer, and all the custom code is actually place inside a function, and it is all immediately available. Now, running this as a service means we can scale the number of concurrent functions as needed. So we always guarantee optimal performance when we're actually leveraging custom code, but also each function runs in its own secure, isolated sandbox, which means there's no any possible type of injection you could do in custom code against the security of your platform or runtime. Later today, we'll have a session if you want to go into the nitty-gritty of this, so do attend.
Yes, it is really good to see that even for customers that have some code that is still valid on other languages, can wrap it up and use it in OutSystems and to give business value that is in fact needed. So Cezanne, this was pushed from the Forge, so this should work like a charm, right?
Yeah, I have complete faith in this. This is not going to go wrong at all.
Okay.
So I'm just going to open this up in the browser, and let's see how we're doing with this piece of code. Basically, what we should do is first of all log in, so that we are able to basically send our email address into the data action, and that will get our ticket, and then
Whoa.
that was not what was supposed to happen. I'm going to be honest.
Oops, an error.
Maybe we should use a log tracing capability, Cezanne? Just
Yeah,
saying?
let's look what's happening here. So let's refresh the log traces here and see if we, okay, well, we have an error. We saw that already, so that's true. Let's open it up and see if we can figure out why this is going wrong. First thing we can see, it's something with the data action, right? Because we have the get ticket up there. Second thing we can see is that we are having problems with the data action in our widget, so in the widget or module of this. And I do start to get a little bit of a suspicion of what might be going wrong. You see, this only works if I'm actually passing the right information. So let's check the logs to be sure, but I might have forgotten to pass the email address into the system.
You missed an inputter, right? An input here. Okay, even I wouldn't do that mistake. But okay. Add the inputs, and now we are ready to publish. Awesome, really good. And now, how about that new feature that you were implementing that the marketing team asked us that was a giveaway feature?
Like a raffle?
A raffle.
Okay.
Exactly. So we want to make sure that we can leverage the PWA application to bring us more attendancy to the games. And during the live transmissions, the people in the audience, the fans, can somehow use a raffle and win some T-shirts, polos, some swag. I'm pretty sure that this will bring us more attendancy. It will be really, really good. How is it?
Yeah, in general, we're in a very good shape. So we have already the Raffle UI set up, so the reactive web part of it. We have the way to, the QR code even to get people onto the mobile app already available. We have the engine so that we can distribute, like we can pick a winner and then we can distribute a event so that everybody gets notified if they are the winner. Only thing we need to do is 2 screens. We'll be done very quickly.
Okay, so this will be done. I have an idea. You said 2 screens, right?
I did say 2 screens.
Are you seeing these people here, the audience? This feels like a real stadium, right? So how about you do it right here, right now, on stage, live, those 2 new screens, and we can test it with you and give you some swag based on application that we'll build live. What do you think? Yes? Let's do this. It feels like a stadium. Let's do the way. Woo. What do you think?
Well, I think the crowd thinks that I should do it, so
yes.
I guess I will. Let me explain what I need to do. So first things first, I'm actually going to have to build a new link so that we can get to the new screen, right? This is pretty standard. And what I'm going to do on that new screen is just give you the option to join. For that, I need to have a nice little icon. So let's pick a trophy for winning, which of course some people are going to be doing today. And I'm going to put a raffle here. And then let's put a link to this new screen that we're building. On this screen, all you've got to do is join up. So this is going to be a pretty simple screen to implement. Let me just grab a container and let's put some padding in there. Also, let's do 30. Grab a blur card there as well. And then I'm going to put here in the content a bit of text. So the text that I'm going to do, it's, I don't know, something along the lines of join the raffle and you might win. I don't want to be too solid on the winning part because realistically speaking, not everybody is going to win. I want to manage expectations on that, and then I'm going to put in a button there as well with the text join the raffle. This looks a bit awkward, so we're going to also use a bit of styling that we have already built for the web part of it. And with that, we are able to actually proceed to the new screen. Now, the new screen is going to be much more interesting, because on this screen, what we're going to do is we're going to sign you up for that raffle. So we're going to get you a ticket, so a code with which you can win a prize. And we're going to also give you the option to subscribe basically to the event that's going to let you know that you've won. So first things first, we need a code, so let's make a local variable, and also we need to tell the winner that they're the winner, so let's make a Boolean for that. I don't want people subscribing into the raffle multiple times, so we're going to do this little registration metric, where I'm basically checking in local storage if the person already has a registration and will just be using that one. Only if they do not have a code, we will actually register them into the system so that you get only one raffle. And what I'm going to do now is just build with a little bit of the AI that we've built in as an accelerator to make things easier on myself, to build some logic to check everything.
So was it AI?
Yeah, this is the AI-assisted development.
Yeah, so Paulo's keynote, he talked about the AI mentor system. So that example right there is the code mentor. So we continuously receive all the operations that everyone is doing worldwide. We use them anonymously to train our own models to ensure that we continuously always promote the best suggestions for usage. Also on the AI mentor system, you also have the other mentors. Architecture, maintainability, vulnerability, security. So AI actually is leveraging the entire development lifecycle from development until deployment and production and ensuring that everything is debt-free. How are we doing, Cezanne?
Well, I'm actually proceeding quite nicely. So what I did with the AI-assisted development is basically build the check to see if you were already registered. And then I just put on the screen the code that you have when you do register. And now all I need to do is build the whole mechanism for dealing with whether somebody is a winner or not. So I have this Raffle listener here that will help me set that up. And what I'm basically doing is I'm sending to the Firebase store where we have the event the information on what my code is, and also basically I'm subscribing here to the right Raffle ticket there, and basically which mobile device to subscribe to get the notification. So what's happening here is if this code wins, and it's subscribed to this specific collection name, we are going to get a notification on the current device we're on. So this handler only needs to do something in case a person has won. And so all I'll do is just set the isWinner to true, because then I can use that information on the screen. And what I'm going to do next is just put a little bit text on the screen above it to tell people to stay on the screen, because if we want people to actually see that notification, it's useful if they are on the screen at that time. So what I'm using for that is, please do not leave this screen. And I'm going to put it inside an if. Of course, I need to swap the content because I want to use the truth statement for the winner. And then I'm going to put here something along the lines of, congratulations, you won. And we'll put some nice styling on that as well. So let's just use that one.
Looks good.
And then my favorite part of this whole demo, this is where we put in the animation. Just a little bit of a celebratory confetti going off for the winner. And for that, I need to, of course, use a pre-existing animation, which is stored here in my data.json. And I'm going to put it on a loop so that they will not miss the festive moment. They will be able to see the confetti going off and off and off, and show their friends, and show the friends of their friends. It's going to be amazing. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm publishing, because I want to test this application live. And for that, we do need to also deploy it to the next stage. So first, let's publish this into the cloud. And then after that, let me show you how I deploy it into QA and finally production. So what's happening underneath here is we're putting everything ready for the deployment. And if we're switching here to the screen and we're going to deployment, I am going to grab that container that we've just built. And then hopefully we can grab here the Neo United Mobile. And then we should be able to select the latest revision, which is this one. I've just made my changes. As you can see, I'm a very avid developer on this specific project. And I'm going to continue to the next stage. I see that we're still finishing the build up for the mobile phone. So that's going to take a second. But maybe, Pedro, you can explain why this is happening.
Of course. So in ODC, as I said previously, we completely isolated the dev platform with the runtime platform, which means when you're actually deploying from stage to stage, there's no compilation occurring. So what we do is actually we pick the binary image for the container that you have in your current stage, and we just make a copy to the next stage. This makes deployments really, really fast and independent. Everything is ready there, and we always ensure that the exact code you're running on each stage is exactly the same that's running on the next stage. No recompilation. So this actually ensures a lot of compliance and also security validations when we're doing these deployments.
So, is it live?
Yes, we did it through QA, and I pushed it through to production in a much faster pace.
Are you ready to test
nice.
it? So can you just show on the screen?
Yeah, I have a QR code available for you all to scan.
Yes, so I will ask.
Tell me if I did a bad job. If you have an error, I
scan.
did something wrong.
So just scan the QR code. If you can't scan, please do it only if you are on this main stage room, okay? Otherwise, I will not give you a t-shirt if you win and you are on the other room. We are seeing a bunch of registrations right now. Wow, awesome. Look at the numbers. Can I have some music here? This feels a little bit... Miguel, music. Miguel?
I think you need to sing
No
yourself,
music.
Vasco.
We'll do it after.
Okay, now this feels like a game show, right? Come on, people. Register. How many? You did it, Paulo. You did it. Okay, I think it's enough, no? Maybe we can just calm down. Okay. Let's wait a few more seconds. Go to the back office and let's spin the wheel. Fingers crossed, don't leave that screen. Let's spin the wheel.
Are you ready for it, Vasco?
Yes.
Let's go for it.
Who won? You? Show me. You're correct.
Yay! Congratulations, Kilian.
One polo shirt for you. Spin it again. Your turn. Who won? No one on this room? If you are on the other room, just let us know. Spin it again. Anyone?
Yay!
You? Now your turn. Can you spin it again?
Yes, I can. Everybody, hold your fingers crossed. There we go.
Anyone? Here. Show me. Show the application.
Good throw, Vasco.
One more time. Over there?
Up there.
On the balcony.
We'll start it here. You can pick
Okay,
it
we need to
afterwards.
end this.
Okay, we need to stop this before somebody hurts themselves.
Yes. So this is awesome. Great job, Susan. Great job here. And we are seeing this application that was built live on stage in front of all of you, community and developers, that knows precisely what Susan was doing. And my question is, we saw a bunch of registrations. How was the performance of this?
Let's check out monitoring, Susan.
Yes, let's look at the app health monitoring. I'm refreshing the data. It's very exciting. All right, so we do see a little bit of a curve here. But if I go down, it does seem we held up quite okay. Here's some peaks from the incident of 5 September that we're not going to talk about. But, you know, this test went very well. And that's all we should be focusing on.
Oh, this is really, really good. We were able to, with ODC, integrate with our Azure IDP, with specific groups. We are able to mash up data from different sources. We have built an application, mobile application here live. We tested with you for the first time. This was really, really good. And now that we gave some t-shirts, maybe it is possible for us to implement like a process in ODC that will notify the marketing team that someone will receive or had received a t-shirt or a polo shirt, and maybe some other applications also. So like a notification engine?
A notification service bus that notifies marketing, HR, etc.
Yes.
It's possible. It's going to take some time.
Okay. Do you have something for us?
Well, we might be working on something that might help. So let me, for the first time ever, introduce low-code event-driven architecture. So we want to provide the ability for all developers to automate and streamline all their IT processes, and the ability for all applications to actually react in real time to any event, any business event that occurs. Of course, we're ensuring that this is ready for a high volume of repetitive tasks. Now, at OutSystems, as usual, we've worked to try and make this really simple for everyone to use. So let me show you a little bit the experience of actually using these type of systems. So in the Processes tab, you'll find a new folder called Events, where you can just create a new business event, give it a name, and define the input parameters, aka the data you want to store alongside the event when you're sharing that same event. Then it's as easy as going to the logic action that you have where you want to trigger the event. You'll find a new node to trigger event. You select which event you want to trigger, and you associate the data that you want to pass for each one of those events. So in 2 simple steps, we're already registering events and trigger the events wherever we want to. And then the final step is we just go into any application, we go to the public elements, you'll find your events, and you can just choose to subscribe to any event, and then associate the logic or action you actually want to execute when this event is ready. So this allows for any number of triggers, any number of subscribers. It allows everything to be transferred in a very decoupled way, really helping with the development. Now, from an architecture perspective, what we did is, once again, at the runtime level, we packaged a new event stream powered by JetStream's technology, so it's really ready for scale, and it allows every single application to publish and subscribe to our new event stream. So hope this helps.
Great news, great news. Thank you, Pedro. And my last question is the question that all solution architect developers ask to product management: when will it be available?
Well, we're going to the final round of testing, so it's completely just around the corner. So we're GAing in Q4. We're almost there. So I really wanted to bring this and share with everyone here.
Thrilled to test it. Thank you.
And that's it. So thank you all for attending the product session. We really hope everyone is excited with ODC as we are. I really hope you start working with it and making all those new critical systems. And please, a huge round of applause for Vasco and Cezanne for building all this for everyone. Thank you so much.
Let's go.